we'll be getting into our very next power rankings. I'm doing these every 2 weeks, and you'll see what my last ones were later in this video. They'll be right below me. But before we get into this, let me remind you to check out w.gg and use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order of anything on their website. They're actually running a promo right now, I think, but it's probably going to be over very soon, actually, by the time I get this out. But if I get this out quick enough, check out their website. They may have the buy one, get one free still going on. So check out w.gg by going through there or clicking the link in the description, and let's get right into this video. So here we are, and right below me, you can see the power rankings from 2 weeks ago. This is going to change a lot this episode, so let's get right into it. Starting off at the very bottom, we have a brand new, terrible, most awful team in the NFL. It is the Carolina Panthers. Not only are they losing games and going back to Bryce Young because Andy Dalton got in a car wreck, and they just traded their best receiver, Deontay Johnson, to the Baltimore Ravens. So, yeah, they're terrible. They're awful. They're no good. Number 31, going to be the Tennessee Titans. Both these teams are down 2 this week, moving down 2 spots. Titans have gotten worse. Mason Rudolph, he's better than Will Levis, but it's just, there's not a lot to work with there. They traded D-Hop to the Chiefs. It is what it is. That's, we'll call it that. Moving on to next, the Browns. They're moving up 2 spaces. They had a big win versus the Ravens, but here's the thing. Like I've always said, division games are different. If you are the worst team in the division and it's not close, you can beat the best team in your division. It happens. We see it every year. The Patriots used to lose to the Dolphins every now and then. It just happens. Like, when you know a team better than others because you play them twice a year, you just get a win sometimes. And you know what? Good for Cleveland. They actually might be looking up with Deshaun Watson getting hurt, but I don't know. That's for another topic for another day. The New York Giants are going to be number 29, excuse me. They're terrible. They're awful. They're no good. Daniel Jones isn't very good. He's probably better than people think he is, but he's still not very good. Either way, yeah, it just is what it is for them. They're down 2 this week, just like the Raiders are. The Raiders down 2. Obviously traded Devontae Adams about a week and a half ago. Yeah, I don't know, man. At least they're hanging on by this much. Gardner Minshew is not very good. He was clearly a product of Shane Steichen. They're probably going to trade Jacoby Myers. I'm shocked they're not going to trade Max Crosby because what's it worth to him? I know, keep something on the team, keep something to build around, but, like, let's be real. With what you're sitting there facing, like, there's no chance this team's competitive in the next couple of years. And then next, we'll move up to our next team, the 27th team, the Patriots. They're up 2 this week. They had a good win. Jacoby Brissett came in and got a win. Not the way you want to see it with your starting quarterback go out with a head injury, I think it was. Talking about Drake May, obviously. But, yeah, they're doing better. They traded Josh Uche and got a late-round pick for him. Not much worth it there. But they're definitely selling. We know they're selling. They're trying to get a higher-end pick of this class. My guess would be to try to land either a tackle or an edge rusher. There should be plenty of those this year. So go for it, New England. Who's stopping you? Not many people. That's for sure. And then our final team for this tier is the Jacksonville Jaguars, up a whopping 5 spots from last week. You would think that's, impressive, but it's really not because you're still a 26th team in the NFL. Yeah, they've won a game since we last met, but they're still kind of terrible. Christian Kirk's out for the year, so they're only worse there. But they did get Evan Ingram back. I'll give them that. It's kind of a give and a take there. But, yeah, the Jaguars are terrible. Starting off our next grouping, we have a big faller. The New Orleans Saints are the 25th team now, down 5 this week. Not the biggest faller, but a big faller nonetheless. They actually could kind of raise up quickly here. I believe Derek Carr's supposed to be back within a week or 2. That's going to be better. It will be, but they lost Rashid Shaheed for the season. Yeah, it's pretty just... They're the Saints. Are we really surprised? They started out 2-0. That was more surprising than them being whatever they are now at whatever in 2, whatever in 3. Yeah, the Saints are the Saints, man. Number 24, the Jets. They're hanging on by a thread right now. 2-6. They have to win out, pretty much. Maybe have room for 1 loss, but they played Buffalo twice still, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've played them yet. No, they're in bad shape, man. Aaron Rodgers, bad shape. How about you trade Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders? That'd be really funny. No, I think this team could get a lot better very quickly. They just got to figure out what the heck they're doing, and Rodgers also can't be hurt. He's clearly not playing at 100%. His ankle or whatever it is something's bothering him in his leg. He's getting the ball out almost too quick. It's almost a negative, which you'd never think that would happen. But especially versus Pittsburgh, we saw that be a huge issue. They couldn't get anywhere, and Steelers play pretty good press man coverage a lot, and it was just a lot of struggle for them. Either way, they're at 24 down 3 this week. The Dolphins, they are at 23, but hey, they're up 1. You know why? Because they got Tua back. Did they lose? Yes, they did. They lost to the Cardinals, who are kind of getting some steam. We'll talk about them in a minute, but it was a good game. They look like a football team when Tua plays football, and honestly, I wouldn't call myself a Tua hater, but I've been closer to a hater. That was weird. I've been closer to that than what I was in the past, and I'm not necessarily a hater, but he's not special. He isn't, and he doesn't have to be, but they win with him because he knows what he's doing, and that's enough to get them to 23. They'll be better throughout the rest of the season, I'm sure. At number 22, the Dallas Cowboys. They're down 8, the second biggest faller of the week. The Cowboys, they lost to the Niners. I understand. It's the Niners. They're a good team. Okay, you can't lose like that to the Niners. You can't do that when you've been in this rivalry for years. The Cowboys are terrible. Could we be seeing a trade of Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb or something? I'd hope so. That'd be so funny. I'd love it. I'd love it so much. Either way, going to 21, the Bengals, they're down 4 spots. Not great, not amazing. This was a big week for them. They should have beat the Eagles, or I mean, not as they should have in the game, but they needed to beat the Eagles to keep their season alive because, they're lucky that Baltimore lost because that really kind of does help them out a bit, but there's next to no way they win this division. They're going to have to get in as a 7-seed wild card, if anything, and that's going to be a lot of winning. I wouldn't be surprised if T. Higgins maybe does end up traded because what's the point in keeping him right now? You're not winning with him, and he's going to be a free agent. Just trade him while you can. I think that'd be the best case for them. We'll see. I don't know. Moving on to number 20, we have the Colts, who are now making a quarterback change as of this morning. Joe Flacco is the new quarterback. That's probably better for him. Anthony Richardson's getting a lot more hate than he deserves. The tape's really not that bad if you really look into it. But either way, tape good, tape bad, doesn't matter. He's not putting up stats that are helping the team. He's not really helping the team in general. Is he getting a lot of help? No, but sometimes the common denominator is just one thing, and we've kind of seen that be Anthony Richardson to this so far. Moving on from them, we have the number 19 Seahawks. They are not amazing either. They are up 3, though, hesitantly. They lost to Buffalo, but Buffalo's a good team. I just don't believe in Seattle. If you've been around me in this channel basically since the offseason, this year I just don't really have much of a belief in Seattle. Maybe I'm a little tainted for some reason. I don't really have a reason to be, but I don't dislike Seattle. It's just they're not very good in my opinion. There's just nothing about them that's all that good. Yeah, I don't know. Ernest Jones, interesting trade pickup, though. We'll talk about those in a couple days when I make a trade video after the trade deadline's over. Anywho, after the Seahawks, we have a strange one here. The Broncos. The Broncos are 5-3, and I understand being 5-3, you're ranked, number 18? Seems kind of low. Let's remember they are the Broncos. Sorry, Broncos fans, but there is a ceiling here, but they're actually doing exactly what I predicted. Go back and look at my preseason prediction videos. The Broncos are doing exactly what I said they would. They're doing it at a higher rate than I thought they would, but they're winning games. They're going to be a competent team. They might be a 7-win team, but it's going to be a beautiful 7 wins. It's going to be, 1-score games for all their losses. It's going to be stuff like that. And it's kind of been what they are. I mean, they're not going to make mistakes. They're going to play good football. And it's going to be, it's still going to be messy in their own way because they're not going to score 2 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground. They're not going to do that. They're going to play good defense. They're going to, check the ball down, move it upfield, and throw 170 yards a game. But they're going to win, and that's all that matters in the NFL. Congrats, Broncos. They're up 5. Number 17, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sad for them. They're down to 4-4 after they started, I believe, 3-0, and we're 4-2, 4-1. They're on a bad stretch right now, man. And not just in terms of winning games, they're also -10 in my power rankings. They're the worst faller of the week. But I'm also talking about the injury bug they're hitting. Chris Godwin out for the season, shattered ankle or something. I'm not really sure. It looked like it hurt. Mike Evans, he's out for 4.5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever. And, just side note, I'm kind of ticked off that they're not putting him on IR because I have him in fantasy on my league that I actually care about. And now he's just got to ride my bench because they don't want to put him on IR because he has to miss an extra week. Shut up, dude. Put him on IR. Make it easier for the rest of us. Golly. Then number 16, a team that maybe most of you might think they shouldn't be up this high, the LA Rams, I'm giving them a pretty big nod, mainly because they're up 9. They're the biggest riser of the week, and this is mainly because the way they won, how they won. They're getting healthy. All the things are kind of, the stars are aligning for them. They could be pushing for the playoffs just with how things are working out for them. They're in a really lucky fit right here, but they've got to get some wins. And if that happens, they're going to be a scary team, man. I really do think so. At number 15, one of the no-moving teams of the week, Chargers. They're staying there. They're competent. They're winning some games. They're doing fine. They're just not really explosive. They're kind of just Jim Harbaugh, college football-esque, which, I don't know. Why would they be? Maybe he's their coach. Yeah, that's probably why. Anyways, moving to 14. The Arizona Cardinals are kind of getting hot, man. They're kind of making things work. They had a big win this week versus the Dolphins in a game that they really did need to win. Both teams needed that win. And the Cardinals are the ones who took it. Man, watch out for Kyler Murray. This dude can be special. He can be explosive. Oh, Call of Duty just came out and his stats are falling off. Well, they won a game, so who cares? Winning the game is what matters. Yeah, you want your quarterback to be good, but as long as you're winning games, you're not going to be sitting there sad that your quarterback's not playing as best as he can. Anyways, moving on from that, the Bears, they're at 13, down 1 from last week. I don't know if I said it. Cardinals are up 5. Either way, Bears are down 1 from last week. A bad loss to the Commanders that it was a fluke, man, and they are looking at reviewing it or something. I don't really understand all that garbage. They lost, don't have your cornerback be taunting the crowd when the play's going on. That might help a win. Anywho, yeah, they really, that way that ended, this is going to be taken kind of in the wrong way, I know. I kind of could argue they still are better than the Commanders, but hey, they lost the game. That's what matters. We will continue on with that same functionality. The Falcons are at 12, plus 1 from last week. They're doing okay. That's about it, but they shouldn't have really won the game versus Tampa Bay. Kyle Pitts did fumble, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. They're hanging on. They're a fine team. They have good things going for them. I'll give them that much. And then at number 11, a pretty big faller this week. Number 3, the Niners. Okay, they won the game. They also looked they looked amazing-ish for what they are, but against the Cowboys, whatever. I'm just not really believing in them right now. They are on the fence of a lot of things, man. I should believe in them. I have every belief in them in reality, but at the same time, this isn't pretty. Something's wrong with this team. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's just not right. Yeah, they've got a lot of proving to do. Good thing is, Christian McCaffrey will be back. Brandon Ayuk's gone. Deebo Samuel's hurt. George Kittle is inevitably not going to be as good as he has been this far because he won't be. He just can't be. It's not possible for George Kittle to be good for an entire NFL season anymore. But they're doing okay for now. We'll give them the credit where credit's due. At number 10, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're up 6 this week. A pretty good win for them versus, who was it? The Bengals. They needed that win as much as the Bengals needed the win. Eagles got it, man, and they did it pretty well. They found their identity, it seems like. And preseason, I predicted Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl. That's looking possible. Definitely possible. These two teams are kind of getting their flow on, and, they're there. But the Eagles have a big roadblock ahead, and we'll get there in a little bit. Probably in a while, actually. They're quite on down the line. But Eagles looking like a good football team again. I think it's better for the NFL when the Eagles are good. I don't know. It's just that fan base. They deserve it, kind of. They don't really, but they do because of that. Anyways, after the Eagles, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I'm off of them a little bit, man. You lost to Cleveland. And I understand, division games, you can always lose a division game, but, you're Baltimore. You should not be losing to Cleveland, especially how Cleveland has been. And letting Jameis Winston dot you up over your head, get out of here, bro. Yeah, that was not good. They're down 4 this week. They did just trade for Deontay Johnson this morning. Really good trade for them. Getting a receiver from a selling team. All power to him. However, it just means that Zay Flowers and him are both going to get less targets overall because they throw the ball a whopping 18 times a game. So Zay Flowers isn't going to get 12 of those targets anymore. He's going to get 6 of them, so Deontay can get the other 6. But hey, all power to him. You're getting a good player. I'll give you that much credit. Moving on. The Packers at 8. Really liking what I'm seeing from them right now. Jordan Love is hurt, though. Maybe should I drop him back here? I'm not going to for now because Malik Willis is apparently backup quarterback god. He is him. So, yeah, we're fine with that. Malik Willis season, I've been on that for 2 years now, 3 years, whatever it's been. If you know, you know. But, no, Jordan Love, I think the MRI came back with good news. It's still, he's going to miss a week or two, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, we're moving forward. The Commanders at 7. Still not on top of them, man. They don't play good defense, particularly. Their offense is a college offense. However, they're not stopping it. Well, they kind of did this week, but they got lucky. Jaden Daniels, on him after he throws a Hail Mary that was actually 7 yards short that got bobbled and caught in the end zone. Please, dude, like, let's chill a little bit. You're having a great season. I'll give you that much, but, like, let's ego drop just a little bit, man. That was incredibly underthrown. And it was a very lucky bounce and lucky positioning and lucky that the other team has an idiot in the secondary. So all of those things included. And then at number 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Russell Wilson, this team is potentially a Super Bowl contender. 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. What is it? Like 114 QB rating, like 76% completion. The running game is legit for the first time since Ben Roethlisberger retired, if not before. The passing game is legit since then. The defense looks good. TJ Watt's still the best defensive player in the league. This team's got it all going right now. We just need to stay consistent, and then they'll be rolling. And now for our big-time top 5 teams of the week. Power rankings. Texans, they're rolling in at 5. Stephon Diggs, he's hurt for the year. That sucks. Oh, well, they're playing good football. Nico Collins will be back soon. Hopefully that swap will help out, or hopefully not. So, yeah, either way, I don't know. They're kind of in a question mark zone. CJ Stroud, you know, I saw a thing this week, like, what happened to CJ Stroud? The fall-off needs to be studied. He's not even playing bad football. It's like what I told you guys a year ago is exactly happening. You thought he was top 5 quarterback in the league. He's not. He's not. He's never been. Because you can't be after 1 season of football. Either way, you put on these expectations that he's supposed to be, and guess what? He played a good rookie season. He's not a top 5 quarterback. Don't have expectations that can't be met by players. Yeah, it'd be met once every 40 years. Patrick Mahomes at 40 years. This doesn't happen. Leave him alone. He's playing fine. CJ Stroud, he's a good quarterback, not a great one. He might be a great one day, though. Let's just let him figure it out first. Either way. Then, number 4, the Bills. They're up 2 this week. You know, they're kind of picking it up here. They beat Seattle well, a team I'm not really fond of anyways, but this team's they're getting her in the right places. Josh Allen's playing good football still, and he's not stopping anytime soon, it doesn't look like. So, we'll move on from them. The Vikings, they're down 2 this week. Loss to the Lions was pretty damaging, but great game. They competed. Love to see it. It was all there. They just got to continue. The sun just went down. I feel like that made it so much darker. I don't know if that looked a lot darker for y'all, but it looked a lot darker for me. Either way, Chiefs, once again, not moving from 2. They've stayed at 2 for the last, 4 weeks now, I'm pretty sure. Because they're the second best team right now. The Vikings were ahead of them for a while, but the Vikings got beat. And guess what? The Lions are number 1. Why? Well, the Chiefs are 7-0. They're 6-1, 5-2, whatever they are. Yeah, well, the Chiefs have not played good football. They've just won games, and that doesn't matter. But the Lions are playing amazing football, man. The Detroit Lions are your number 1 team right now. That is insane. 5 years ago, would have never thought that would have ever happened in my lifetime. But there it is. There they are. Wow, they're here. So, let me know what you guys think about these power rankings down in the comment section below. You know, give me your takes. Who would be up, who'd be down. And I'll see y'all in the next one.